most intense, thrilling, electrifying sport on the planet. Mixed martial arts. You've been looking for the definitive podcast to call your new home to hear everything about it. The search is over. This is the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. Bringing you the hottest MMA breakdowns straight from the heart of the octagon. This show is all about MMA breakdowns. For fans, by fans. We're talking UFC, MMA, and the occasional big boxing match. We'll bring our unique take on how these fights are going to play out and who we think are the best bets. Welcome to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. And now your hosts, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and Emiliano, a.k.a. Jive Turkey Nano.
What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of the MMAnomaly Show, No Filter. I'm your host, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and with me, as always, is the co-host with the most, folks. You know him best as Jive Turkey Nano. How are we doing, baby? It is Friday, and we are ready for this pay-per-view. How you feeling, brother?
I'm doing great, my brother. Great. Thanks for having me, as always. Thank you all for being here. We see about 5 of you now trickling on in. Happy Friday. Little bit of a different kind of week here. You know, the agenda has changed. We're watching the Masters. We got family events going on, this, that, the other. But one thing is for certain. We are taking a trip to Miami, straight to the 305. So you know I had to put on my Cali UFC shirt because we are West Coast boys out here. Let's go.
Hell yeah, we are. We got to show a little bit of California love.
That's
you already know what it is. And I love that you mentioned the Masters. I feel like everybody I've spoken to this week is watching the Masters. But you know, folks, we're not here to talk about golf. We're here to talk about UFC 314.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, you come for the MMA talk, you stay for the bad jokes. Yeah, and we didn't even plan that. So, folks, we gotta jump right on into things. This card is absolutely stacked, top to bottom, bottom to top. It seems like one where the fun won't stop. There's a couple canceled bouts, but honestly, the bouts that were canceled in this one, they're not ones to write home about, right? So we're getting all the great ones, aside from Alberto Montez versus Roberto Romero. But we can do without. So we'll go ahead and start off in the women's bantamweight division, Nano, for a bout between Nora Cornole and Haley Cowan. And the live odds on this one as we start this conversation are minus 185 in favor of Nora Cornole. And you can pick up the underdog Haley Cowan at plus 154. Nano, you going dog shopping on this one, or are we sticking with the Vegas favorite here?
Oh, I appreciate you dishing it over to me, my brother, to set the tone on this event here, UFC 314, which is a stacked card. Okay, not to get ahead of ourselves, y'all, but this one is one of the juicier, one of the meatier, one of the sweeter cards of the year. So please, if you don't know, now you know. Make sure you're tuned in. Text that close friend, family, relative. Hey, go knock on your neighbor's door. Let them know that they need to be tuned in Saturday night for this card. And now, back to your question, my guy. I kind of like the underdog. It's funny you say that. I don't know if we've been on the same page, man, per usual. I shouldn't act so surprised. But I think I'm going to all hail Miss Haley Cowan here on this one. I like what I'm seeing from her. She's a big girl. Fits the the division really well with her frame at that bantamweight. She's 2 years younger than Nora Cornole, who we've seen before, right? It's no wonder she's the betting favorite here, but she was overweight a little bit. That does concern me, right? I am glad we're doing this on Friday. We got to see the weigh-ins, got to do the ceremonial, more of a breakdown. And like you did the eyeball kind of gesture there with the two pointed fingers, we got all eyes on it. We saw everything. I think I saw what I needed to see to feel good about a Haley Cowan. She has the look. I mean, she's light on the eyes as well. But man, I think her skills back up the looks, and I think she's focused, ready to go get a W, and might be our first underdog bet of the week. Let's go. That's how you know we're feeling good this week, y'all. Before I pass it off to you, we got some action in the comments here. We got the chat. Wolf Fang Division. What up, gents? Smash the likes. He knows what he's talking
Let's go,
about.
Wolfang.
Let's go.
How you doing, my friend? Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. Hope you're ready for these fights. And if you're betting on any of these, may every bet cash, my friend, except for the ones that are swinging the opposite way of us. Happy hunting, Wolfang Division. We appreciate you. Smash those likes up. Hey, we appreciate that, man. And hey, if you have a channel, I'll have to go and check you out. I'll give you a sub. And folks, check out Wolfang Division. Seems like a big MMA fan himself. So let's go. We'll go ahead and look at those gun arms. Let's go, baby.
Woo! Now, baby.
Tuesday's guns are back. I don't know if you heard, but I did over 1,000. So yeah, jumping into this fight, you're right, Nano. There was a bit of a weight miss, right? It looks like Cornole missed weight by 3 pounds, right? 138 pounds. Her opponent came in at 136, hitting just that 1 pound cutoff. I'll be honest with you, man. I do like Cowan in this one. As a plus 154 underdog, I think she could bring a little bit of a wrestling advantage in this fight. I think she's also a little bit bigger, a little bit longer. So, yeah, man. I just think there's multiple paths to victory for her. I think she is the stronger woman in there. And the fact that she made weight, it's a big sign of discipline, right? The man to what I'm assuming is your right shoulder, Bruce Lee, right? Come on. Speaking of discipline, someone who knows something about it. Give me Haley Cowan. Give me the dog in this one. And we move on into the next one, my friend. It is a middleweight bout between tough contender Tresean Gore coming in against Marco Tulio. I'll be honest with you. I don't have a ton of heat on this one. I have not been supremely impressed by Tresean Gore. He also had a situation where he openly admitted to being given an IV before his last fight, which is a bit wild, right? That's something that is not supposed to be happening, obviously. And the fact that it did happen for him is crazy. He was actually saying that about the Cody Brundage fight, and he ended up still getting knocked out in that fight. He also says he deserved to get knocked out in that fight. So it's good to be self-reflective and understand things, but also his best wins are over Antonio Tricoli and Josh Fremd. You thought you had a friend. Both of those are early finishes. So round 2 guillotine choke over Josh Fremd and around 1 guillotine choke over Antonio Tricoli. I think he has to get this done early on. So if Tresean Gore has a shot at winning this fight, there's a reason he's a plus 320 underdog here. It's going to be a first round or bust kind of situation, because I think every second after 5 minutes in that this fight goes, Marco Tulio Silva is probably going to edge closer and closer into the arms of victory. And I just think he has more paths to victory as well, right? I think he's a more well-rounded fighter. He has twice the wealth of experience, right? 13-1 here. And Matuto is a beast. We saw that in his last fight, specifically against Ihor Potieria. He got the knockout in just 3 minutes and 4 seconds at that UFC 249 fight night. So, man, give me Marco Tulio in this one fairly confidently, but at minus 410, will I be betting on this one at all? Not a chance, kid. Staying away from it. What you got, Nano?
I like it, my brother. I like it. Great breakdown, man. And I'm right there with you, right? We're on the same page. Let us know if you're feeling otherwise here in the comment section or whatever platform you're on. Let us know how you're feeling about this fight card all in all. We'd appreciate it. But listen here, what I'm thinking is we got a much just more well-rounded, a guy that's trending in the right direction, though, like you mentioned, Tresean Gore does have a couple wins that he stacked up, one over Antonio Tricoli, one over Kigata Fram and me. But this guy that he's going up against, man, this Marco character, he's a dude. Matuto is a problem, okay? He's a violent son of a gun, also coming off the Dana White Contender Series, stacked a couple wins, knocked out Igor Potieria, who is a well-known name in the division. Don't want to call him necessarily a gatekeeper or anything like that, but this guy Marco, you knock him, you put him in front of him, he knocks him up and puts him down. Okay, so I like what I've seen from him. He's got some vicious kicks, and he comes from that chute box, Diego Lima camp. So you know he's going to be dialed in. You know iron sharpens iron out there with those boys. And to your point, from the odds perspective, staying away, and I can't really make a case here for Tresean Gore. I just haven't seen enough good things for me to pick him in this matchup. I do think Marco's a tough guy. We'll be talking about him much more moving forward. But big ups. What up, y'all? We see you, Leroy. Much appreciated. Much love. Happy Friday, TGIF.
Let's go, Lee.
Saturday where y'all are at, but we appreciate you. As always, big ups.
We love seeing you in the chat, Leroy. Always love seeing you here. And if Wolfie's one of your boys, then dude, love having him in the chat that much more. And speaking of which, I did go on over and hit that subscribe button on Wolfie's channel. Looks like he posts some Premier League or just football content in general, soccer if you're where we live, right? As well as some gaming content. Looks like his most recent video was a Dragon Ball Z Sparkling Zero video, which shout out that game. Super sick game. With that being said, we move on into a fight that I think has Fight of the Night written all over it, Nano. We got to fight. We got to fight, folks. And this fight is taking place in the flyweight division, which, you know, couldn't be better time talking about Dragon Ball Z right before this, because these kids are going to move like some Super Saiyans out there. All right. Su Mudaerji coming in against Mitch Raposo. Again, a lot of tough alums are on this fight card. I'm not mad about it. Mitch Raposo is a flashy striker, very quick out the gate. Oh my gosh, where are my manners? I took the lead on the last one. I'm going to pass it to the co-host. Nano, what you got?
I appreciate that, my brother. But I think what you're going to say is, the Tibetan Eagle, Su Mudaerji here, is a slick striker, able to move in and out really well, can switch stances. And we really saw it on full display against our boy, your boy, one close, near and dear to us, our guy, Matt Chanel. Don't need to, linger on that one too much. After that, he had some success.
Pour one out for the homies.
Oh man, but listen, that was Matt Chanel. He was still able to get the W, right? Matt Chanel was able to go out, get the submission triangle choke. But up until that point, Su Mudaerji looks great on the feet. So coming from that perspective, man, is he talented, but he's just fought some really tough guys. Like, you look at the murderers row of people after that fight, no favors given to Su Mudaerji when he's fighting against a Tim effing Elliott. Okay, y'all know who that is. And then the Charles Energy Johnson. I mean, come on, y'all. Come on, UFC. Cut the man some slack. But this might finally be the slack he was looking for. Okay, he's going up against a guy, Mitch Raposo, who had a really good outing against an Andre Lima about 10 months ago now. But that's really all we got to see from him. He looked great. I don't know if it's another Diego Lopez type situation where he looks good against a prospect and now he's going to come in and just start dog walking everyone. I got to see it before I believe it. Both these guys are hungry. Both guys are coming off a loss. Like I said, the Andre Lima split decision here for Mitch. But I like give me Su Mudaerji, okay? The Tibetan Eagle thinks going to find a way to get it done. He's angry. He's motivated. And he's been around the block, right? He's 29 years old. He's still in the prime, okay? Even though this guy Mitch is 26, I just need to see a little more. Plus, at that face-off, the 3-inch height difference, it paid dividends, and I think it will come Saturday night. But talk to me, my brother. Are we staying in the same boat? Are you taking the wave of the young prospect here?
Yeah, man. I'll be honest with you. This is one that I go back and forth on. I've literally gone back and forth on this one more than I think any other fight on the card. Su Mudaerji is one of these guys that he can take you down. He can knock your ass out. He knocked Matt Schnell down, I believe I counted last time I watched that fight, 5 times. Like, if it were a boxing match, it would have been stopped. And that's something you don't often say in this vein. Usually it's the other way around, like, right? If you're watching a boxing match, you're like, oh, if this was UFC, it would have been stopped, and this guy would not be in so much pain later on in life. But this is not one of those cases. And like you said, our guy Matt Danger Schnell was able to come out there and ultimately get it done. So it's tough. It's tough. especially when you have somebody like Mitch Raposo against you, who's a very slick striker, able to get in and out of the pocket. And real quick, viewer discretion is advised, but if you want to see what the ending of that Sumudaerji fight, where he knocked down our guy Matt Schnell like 5-6 times across the fight, ended like, it was this. So again, he does leave openings, does Sumudaerji. That's why I'm on the underdogs competition that I'm in with the Fight Week show, Leroy and all these guys. I am not going to put Mitch Raposo on my card. But for the purposes of the inner degenerate in me, or as I like to say, as Johnny Lawrence likes to say from Karate Kid, ace degenerate in me. I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle a little bit on Mitch Raposo here. We were down units last week. I mean, we're up units on the year, but rough couple weeks, right? And I think if you're a capper, if you had a good last 2 weeks, dude, I tip my cap to you. But it has not been the best around here for the last two. We've had a break-even week and then a down week. This is the week where we really, really come back, folks. I'm going to keep it real small. It's a pay-per-view, so we're going to sprinkle a little bit on a lot of bit here. I'm going to do a... what do you think, Nano? Fifth of a unit or a half a unit on this one?
Ooh. I mean, Raposo's solid. You know, you'd be with 38% of Tapology thinking he's going to find a way to get it done. This is a big card. I know we're going to probably end up sprinkling a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit everywhere. Yeah. So I might be leaning towards that fifth of the uni as opposed to doubling down here on Sir Mitch a lot.
So we'll do a fifth. So since you said that, we'll do a fifth on him. And then since we agree on Cowan, we'll do a half uni on Cowan.
Let the underdogs eat. Come on.
I like that one. I like that one a lot. Yeah, I like that one a lot. There's maybe one or two fights we're going to do a lot of bit on. We'll see. We'll see. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and move on into the next one here, folks, because I do like Mitch Raposo in that one. We're going to go into the main event of the early prelims. It is a middleweight bout taking place between SD, the Reaper Dumas, a.k.a. Cedric Dumas, coming in against Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. I'll keep it short and sweet on this one. Mikhail Oleksiejczuk, we saw him come in there against Kevin Holland. He dropped Kevin Holland early on. One of the most jarring moments I've had as a fan in attendance at a live event, right? Because when he hit Kevin Holland and Kevin Holland hit the mat, it rumbled my feet. We were like 5 rows away from the cage, and my feet literally, I felt the vibration in the ground because of how hard Kevin Holland's body hit the mat. Oh, and by the way, Kevin Holland won that fight. So that's wild, right? You can do that much damage to somebody. You can knock somebody down at that extent, at that velocity, and then they're still able to get one over on you. So because of that, I think Cedric Dumas is also another live underdog here, right? Plus 185 currently on DraftKings Sportsbooks. I think he's able to go out here and make this a boring fight. I think he's able to go out here and grapple with a boxing-heavy Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. But I'm not willing to sprinkle anything on here. I'm keeping my hard-earned units away from this fight from a betting standpoint and from the underdog competition standpoint. I'm going to keep Mikhail Oleksiejczuk on my underdogs card at the risk of possibly being wrong on this one. But this is definitely one where I think if you're betting on SD Dumas, he's shown vast improvements in his last 3 fights in the UFC, especially in the grappling realm. If he tries to go out here and really get it on in the striking realm and go back to his pedigree and what got him to the UFC, could be a recipe for disaster because he likes to strike very long and like one shot at a time, whereas Mikhail he'll fucking flurry you with like boxing combos and really get in there in the pocket. So it would be a mistake to go out there and just try and keep this a pure striking match with somebody like Oleksiejczuk. So yeah, give me a fence-sitting fucking decision from my mouth. But gun to head, I'm going to say Oleksiejczuk is probably going to be smart enough to win this fight and use his veteranship in this one.
There it is. There it is, y'all. A good, thorough analysis for both sides there, right? You're
There's passive victory for both sides, man.
There truly is. There's nothing. There is no true guarantee. There is no true lock in anything. Maybe a few things in life, but not in this MMA game, ladies and gents. So with that in mind, I'm right there with you. I like Michael Lowe. Give me some MO for show. Okay, this is a guy that's been around the block for quite some time. He's fought against all the who's who's. Hasn't beat those guys, unfortunately. But when you pull up the Rolodex, I mean, an OSP back in the day, a Jimmy Crew, our boy, the one, the only Modestas Bukauskas, who we might be seeing on the show. I don't know. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Justin Jacoby.
Oh, it's happening. It's happening.
Let's go, baby. I saw that.
Yeah, we're going to have Modestas Bukauskas, and we're going to have Lupita Godinez, a.k.a. Loopy, on the show probably right after I get back from Japan, if not before I take off.
Let's go.
So if you have any questions you'd like to hear asked from those two, please let me know. Leave those in the comments section below, folks.
That's right. Put in the comments. Hit us up. You know the vibes. And like I was saying here, Mo's resume. I mean, he lost to a Caio Baralo as well. Leroy in the comments here. That'd be sick. You know the vibes. Big Modi. Like, hey, honestly, Leroy, you're right. Crushes all around. Okay, I'm a crusher. Okay, I'm a lover, not a fighter. That's why we got MMAnomaly. We got both sides covered here. Let's go. But listen, man, chitty chitty bang bang, right? I mean, Michel Pereira, Kevin Holland, Shara Bullet. I mean, this guy's seen it all, man.
Consigliere Michel.
Michel. This guy's seen it all, done it all, right? He has unfortunately been on the right side of victory, but I like his odds. I like what he's shown at his best, and I think we'll be able to see him at his best more often than not against the Cedric Dumas. I just can't bet for him. I mean, you know, I'm all about some hedgeroni pizzas here and there, right? I'm all about looking at the underdog, trying to sprinkle in, you know, make a little extra money just in case, but this isn't one I would do it for. I'm staying away from it, y'all. I like MO. That's for show. And that's all I got to say. I'll let it go. Back to you, O. Lynn.
Let's go. Love that. And while you were doing that, I appreciate that you gave me a little bit of extra time while you did that rhyme. You know, it's always worth the time to do a little rhyme. Because that gave me a second to look up different ways to hedge this next fight. Because I will be betting on the next one here, folks. It is a beginning of the preliminary or official preliminary fights here between Darren the Damaged Elkins coming in against Juicy J. Julian Erosa in the featherweight division, folks. This is one that I am extremely excited about. Going to be a bit of a grappler's delight if I had to guess, and I'm not mad about it. Very often, more often than not, right, Nano, when you look at somebody like a Darren Elkins, the first thing you think of is, well, he's going to have more experience than his opponent. Not the case here. I know if you think Juicy J, Julian Erosa, and Darren Elkins, you probably still would think Darren Elkins has more experience, but he does not. 29-11 versus 30-12. Literally one more win and one more loss for his opponent. So that's two more professional bouts in his name here. I like this. I like this a lot. Erosa. Oh, let's go to the comment here. Erosa should win this, but I wouldn't rule the Damage out. Gonna be a fun one regardless. Yes, sirree, Bob. You're not wrong. I think Juicy J gets it done inside the distance, or his opponent gets it done via decision, or possibly weird knockout or submission. The thing about the Damage is you can't roll him out in any way to get it done here. So there's a bit of a fun hedge, but I want to hear your breakdown before we talk about this.
I appreciate it, my brother. This is going to be a fun one, right? Like you mentioned, stylistically, we got a Juicy freaking J going in there. Absolute junkyard dog going in against arguably one of the best junkyard dogs in a Darren Elkins, right? Somebody who frankly looks like an adopted dog, right? Somebody you might have seen in the junkyard. You know, ain't the prettiest one of the litter, but that's okay. Because when you need someone to go out there and bite some ass, he's going to go out there and do it. Before I keep going, shout out Sav Jelly, LFG, right back at you. We appreciate having you as always. Happy Friday. All's well. That ends well. We appreciate having you around. But listen, and let's know how you're feeling about these cards. We like your commentary as always, and we're not alone. All the peeps in the comments do too. We see y'all. But I do think even though Mr. Juicy J has been a little up and down. I mean, he's fought all the who's, right? There's no wonder you're going to have some blemishes on this up and down, left, right, zigzag of a road to the top. And I think, like you said, stylistically here, to break it down a little bit, X's and O's, I mean, Juicy J comes in and he presents a lot of problems, mostly when it comes to the grappling, right? I'll just keep it there because I can't really paint much more of a picture when it comes to the ground game because that is not my expertise, okay? I'm just a jive turkey. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke, okay? But I do see a lot of ground finishes. I see chokes. I see right hooks. I see left hooks. I see flying knees. I see it all, man. And that scares me for a Mr. Darren Elkins, who at that age, 40 years old, I think, unfortunately, you do just, and even if it's a half of a step, that does tend to happen, right? Juicy J is still 35. He's on the tail end of his peak physical performance, but we know Darren Elkins is on that back nine, maybe on the 19th hole by this point. Shout out the Masters. And I think we will see some durability. So I think someone mentioned the just overall violence or just death by 1,000 cuts that might potentially happen here. That can be what Darren Elkins goes out there and does. Willing to take one to give one. But man, can he hold up? Can Father Time turn back an hour or two here, or just 15 minutes for our boy DE? No, man, I like Juicy J. Partially for the name too. I'm not gonna lie. I keep thinking of Juicy J and Big Six Mafia.
He's also, I think, our second biggest hit on the show, right? I think he might be our first biggest hit in MMA.
I think so.
Because we did like 5 units on him. That's one that I had to convince you on in like 2 fights ago, and he got it done very nice. And you were like, dude, let's go.
Wow.
Very impressive. We said we wouldn't bet against him again. So this is a tough one for me because does it still count if I'm also betting on him?
It's a wash, right? Yeah, tie goes to the runner.
It's kind of a wash. It's kind of a wash, right? So yeah, look, let's see here. I'm trying to think of the best way to shake this one out. Yeah, I like this. I'm going to go 2 units on Juicy J to win inside the distance. You can get that currently on DraftKings Sportsbooks at plus 110. Okay. So 2 units would win you 4.2. 420 players. So again, $50 would win you $105. $100 would win you $210. So on, so forth. I'm putting 2 units on that. Darren Elkins, you can get it money line, just flat out to win any which way, right? At plus 235. Gonna go ahead and drop 1 unit on that one. 1 unit on that will get you right now 3.35 back. So $50 on that equals $167.50. $100 on that equals $335. So again, to put that into perspective, folks, if you follow us on both of these, if you put $50 on Juicy J to win inside the distance, you put $50 on Darren Elkins to win in any way, right? Just money line. As long as either of those play out, what you end up getting is either a $5 profit off of that $100, or you get a $67.50 profit off of that $100. So either way, you don't lose money as long as one of those 2 probabilities hit. And I personally think that those are, again, like Darren Elkins, if he's going to win, I'm not going to sit here and say I know how it's going to happen. He could rock anybody. He could submit anybody. He could also decision anybody. So I'm not going to pick a specific way, but I do think if Juicy J gets it done, it'll probably be inside the distance for him against a wily veteran like Darren Elkins. So yeah, I'm going to do 2 units. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play it a little bit safer on the Darren Elkins side, though. I think I'm going to go 2 units on that and 1 unit on Juicy J. So again, either way, I'm up units. We're, padding the bag, so to speak. Leroy said, at Sav Jelly, when are we seeing a return to the MMA Anomaly Show? That is a great question. Hold the phone. When is that happening? When is that happening? Can you let us know? Come home.
No.
Come home. And with that being said, we have a great fight to move into. Almost as great of a topic as when the hell is Sav Jelly making a return to the show. It is the return of Jim fucking Miller, folks. He is coming back to the lightweight division to face Chase the Dream Hooper. Which, great nickname. Chase the Dream. What a fun one. What a fun nickname. So, I'm intrigued to hear who you have in this one because I'm going to be completely honest with you. This fight is going to include one of my largest bets of the night, Nanokin. Tell me how you feel, how you really, really feel.
Sheesh. Well, I feel some nostalgia. Okay. I feel some nostalgia on this one. I did pour up a shot, and if y'all are in the crowd and you're listening here, maybe a reminder, stay hydrated. Maybe you want to grab your glass. It could be water. It could be adult beverage. It is Friday night, wherever it is. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's Saturday. You want to kick back, got all your stuff done. Go ahead and enjoy yourself a little bit. That's what we're talking about here, right? This is a little bit of an indulgence time. So go ahead and indulge now, but do it responsibly. With that being said, I am feeling nostalgic, man. I'm feeling good about it. It's going to be a great fight. I feel like it's a little bit of a passing of the baton. And I do think that Mr. Chase Your Dream Hooper is finally at a point physically, with that just natural maturation, right? Grown into his body. I think he's finally at a point where he can take on, right? It's like he can take on a Jim effing Miller. Where Jim's at, he's never going to lose that dog in him. I think it's the just tale as old as time where, the son finally beats the dad in insert whatever game, race, pickup, beer chugging. There comes a time where you got to pass the baton. I think that's what we're going to see here. There is a 16-year fight, 16-year difference between the two fighters here. So that concerns me for Jim effing Miller. And I'm going to drink this shot because who knows? This may be the last time we see him. And if it is, I'm going to pour one out and be happy and cry to what we had, not be sad. It won't be tears of sadness, be tears of joy. I kind of butchered that, but I'm handing back to you.
Thankful for what we had and not sad for what's gone. So
I think I'm already drunk.
I follow the co-host. Go into war with him. Cheers to you, Jim Miller, and to what definitely looks to be an incredible fight on Saturday night. Cheers to all you viewers.
Cheers to us. Let's go.
No, I love everything you said. It was nice. It was cute. But as Rick Sanchez would say from Rick and Morty,
I disagree.
So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you how I feel. All right. Let's talk about one of the most slept on bangers of UFC 314, folks. Let's talk about Jim Miller coming in against Chase Hooper. Now, listen, I know Hooper is the new blood. He's long, he's lanky, he's tricky, he's slicky on the mat. Let's make it real freaking clear. Okay, Nano? Jim Miller is still him. Okay? He is Timothy Chalamet. All right? He's that guy. This guy's been in the UFC longer than Hooper has been shaving his face. All right? 43 UFC fights, most wins in company history. The man has choked out rising stars more than Chase Hooper has choked the chicken. He's outlasted young guns. He's still evolving at 40 years of age. He's sharper, cleaner, more dangerous, and better looking than ever with that damn beard, folks. Jim Miller is him, Miller. He's still here, okay? Chase Hooper, respect to him. I'm a big fan, but he's still got holes in his game. He gets hit. He gets stuck. He leaves his head up in the air. And against a grinder like Jim Miller, it's a recipe for disaster. Jim's got the fight IQ. He's got the submission savvy game to back him up, and the toughness and just downright respect that he's earned in the game. He's going to drown out a prospect like Chase into the deep waters. I truly think. Give me Jim Miller, second round submission. But you don't even have to bet on a specific outcome, folks. It's plus 600. It's plus 600. Okay? So that's just crazy to me, Nano. At plus 600, you can put $50 on this guy and get $350 back. Come on. Come on. So we're putting 4 units on it. I'm sorry. I told you I was betting big on this one, bro. Like I like some people in this card more than others, and this is one that I really do like. So we're doing 4 units on it, and at plus 600, I mean, fuck, I'm falling for the trap, kid. Like they got me, hook, line, and sinker. So yeah, I like it. I like this one a lot. Give me Jim Miller, 4 units, money line at plus 600. I mean, we're up still like what, 31.5 units or something like that. Like, I think realistically, this is going to put us over the edge, back up to being over 50 units at a place we once were before a couple of bad weeks. So let's go UFC 314 and let's go Jim Miller for the big score. 4 units on that one. I'm happy with it. Let's move on into the next one, unless you have any bets you'd like to sprinkle against me on this one. You'd like a minus 900 chase?
That's a big one. I know, that's why the odds are just too much for me, and I can't bet against my boy Jim F. Miller. So I will definitely be with you in spirit, but I'm leaving my heart out of the betting on this one, y'all. So I'll leave that to you guys and gals out there.
Love it. Love it. And Sav, I told Sav to send availability for the show. She said, yes, sir, birthday boy. Speaking of which, it is my birthday tomorrow. I don't want you to say happy birthday in the chat or anything. All I want is for you to just have a great day. Keep going, keep growing. And if you do so feel inclined, if you don't hate the sound of my voice or the look of our face, maybe hit that like button, hit the subscribe, share with your friends. Make sure that we're your mom's favorite podcast. And let's go ahead and talk about the next fight here, Nano. It is a women's strawweight bout between Yan Xiaonan and Viena Kakara Jandiroba. One of the funnest names to say, especially if you add the Kakara nickname in there. It's just so fun, so pleasing to say out loud. Nano, are you leaning any which way in this one? This is another one in which I feel a little bit divided here.
100% divided, my brother. The heart and the mind are on 2 different fighters this weekend when it comes to this bout. But either way, I'm absolutely stoked for it. This one's an absolute banger. We got Leroy in the chat here. Happy birthday, MMAnomaly. He decided to give you first place in the competition as a present. Well, there we go. Have your birthday more often. Come on. Great stuff.
Thanks, Lee.
Appreciate the the kindness there from Sir Leroy. But this one's a good one. These are 2 of the best of our era when it comes to this division, obviously outside of the champion currently. But these 2 have been there, done that. And this is a great matchup for them both, in my opinion. Not as much for Xiaonan Yan, who my heart is with. You know, she's repping Sacramento. She's training out there with Uriah Faber and the crew. And she's just someone you want to root for. She does everything the right way. She has the harder spirit. She's got the fighter's mentality. She lives and breathes it. She operates with respect. It's old school. Not that Verna Jandiroba isn't that, but it's just when you see Xiaonan Yan isolated, you love everything about it. And she's constantly getting better. But the reality is, every time I bet against this girl, freaking Verna Jandiroba, she makes me regret it. Okay, she gets me drunk on the next week because I'm doing shots, having to tally up with you, my brother. So I just simply can't do it anymore. Okay, she's that gosh darn good. I'd be a fool. I'd be a fool to chase. Now, I didn't say I'd be a fool to sprinkle some Yan Xiaonan, but Verna Jandiroba is who I'm picking here to win. Again, if you want to talk me into sprinkling some hegeroni on my girl Yan, I would happily do so because that's how much I like her. That's how excited I am for both these fighters. Now back to you, my brother. What do we got, man? How are you feeling? Tell the people how it is.
Look, I'll be honest. Yan Xiaonan is an absolute monster inside of that cage. She's shown vast improvements as well in her last handful of fights. But the fact that she was not able to get past the Carla Esparza from the grappling standpoint, and Marina Rodriguez, I believe, was able to land some takedowns on her as well, if I'm not mistaken here. Give me just one moment. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I feel like Marina Rodriguez. Oh, no, she didn't land any takedowns. Oh, Yan Xiaonan landed 2 out of 4 takedowns. That was my point. Yan Xiaonan landed 2 out of 4 takedowns, but was unable to establish any real control or dominance over Marina Rodriguez, and then got outstruck by Marina. Virna is somebody that is almost like I know that we've said this about Tatiana Suarez, but Virna is the one that we should be saying this about, right? and correct me if I'm wrong, Nano, she Khabib, right? Like, Khabib Nurmagomedov is Virna Jandiroba. Like, it's Kakara. It's her. She constantly moves forward, relentless pressure. It's like a water faucet that's been turned on and you're not thirsty. You know what I'm saying? Like, turn that shit off. But she's not turning that shit off. She's just keeping on moving forward. She's keeping on. It's a bad recipe for somebody like Yan Xiaonan. And again, Yan has shown vast improvements. Against a Mackenzie Dern, she was able to get it done. She was able to negate the takedown onslaught from Mackenzie Dern. But Mackenzie Dern's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter. She's not a grappler. She's not someone that's also known to have a solid entry for a takedown. And I mean, realistically, I just think Virna is the better fighter out there. But if we use MMA math, we would see that Yan Xiaonan beat Mackenzie Dern, and Mackenzie Dern beat Virna Jandiroba. Just a couple years apart. But this is why they tell you not to use MMA math, folks. We're going Virna Jandiroba. We're not betting on this one. We're staying the hell away from it because, again, if I'm being honest with you, Nano, we have our fantasy competition as well. And my significant other has Virna Jandiroba. And if I'm being completely candid, I don't know that there's not a little bit of bias going into this pick as a result because nobody has Yan in our competition. I had Yan Xiaonan last year. She got me a lot of points. Did pretty okay. But no harm, no foul. So we're going Virna here. I'm not going to bet on this one. If I had to, I would probably go the over 2.5. You can get for minus 238 right now. So again, what that means is if you put $50 on that, you get $71 in return totality. So that's a return of $21 on your 50 spent. Not terrible, not incredible, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm not going to bet on this one. Just trying to give you a little bit of tips if you were so thinking about it. And hey, why don't you give us some tips? Are you thinking about betting on this one? Let us know. Sav Jelly says leaning towards Virna. Me too. This one is going to be fun. A WMMA fight to not use as a restroom break. Hey, say it a little bit louder for my boy Sterling, huh? Thanks. Leroy said, I think it's going to be Xiaonan's night. The Virna experiment is about to come to a close.
Uh-oh.
And that's all it took. I'm going to sprinkle 15 units on Yan Xiaonan. I'm just kidding. Nah, the odds would have to be way more of trap than that for me. So we're going to go ahead and move on into the next one, folks. And it is a featherweight bout between Dan 50K Ige coming in against Sean Woodson, or as my significant other's sister calls, the most oddly shaped human being she's ever seen. To which I respond to her every time she says it with, you know, you're not wrong. He is the most oddly shaped human being I've ever seen also, but he's also the most perfect shaped human being I've ever seen for Muay Thai. He has like no torso. He's all legs and arm reach. So there's no body to hit and his legs are 87 feet long. So great build for Muay Thai and fighting in general. Dan Ige coming in here at 33 years of age. His opponent, Sean Woodson, the abnormal shaped man, 32 years of age. 5'6". Right now, I know this is where it gets a little bit crazy. 5'6". I want you guys to follow me here. Against the man that's 6'2". I know. 5'6" versus 6'2" seems like a typo, but it's not. We've checked the record, but it's real. So that's really happening. They're both 145 pounds. Also has been checked on the scale and off. Another crazy factor here, Nano, 7-inch reach difference. 71 inches against 78. That's a whole unit. You know what I'm saying? That's wild. That's wilderness. Sean Woodson is a different kind of animal, and I think that this is going to be another time that he goes out here and does the damn thing. He's going to go out here and use his length and his pressure to his advantage, and I truly think that minus 192 almost feels like a bit of a steal, Nano. It almost feels like a bit of a steal. I'm not so bullish to think that he finishes Dan Ige because he's resilient, right? He's durable. But I do think he beats Dan Ige up inside the distance. Whether that goes to the judges' scorecards or not, I don't really care. I just think he gets the win. I think he gets the nod. I think he's the better man out there. The range control, the distance management, the way that he's able to post and throw, it's like classic Muay Thai. It's fucking nice to watch, bro. And the teeps, the roundhouse kicks, like I'm getting excited just thinking about his fight style. You can see it. Like we've watched his fights together. I love this kid. The only thing I'm back and forth between is not who's going to win. It's whether I'm putting 1 or 2 units on it. Nano, take over on this chatter and tell me how much I should bet on this guy.
I mean, Mr. Skeletor himself, the guy that looks like he doesn't fit in the division, honestly, the true MMA anomaly, Mr. Sean Woodson there is, man, really making a case for himself, right? He's made it hard for me to bet against him. And unfortunately, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place like James Franco in that movie because I freaking love Dan Ige, okay? Also love that James Franco movie. But Dan 50K Ige has gotten the name for a reason. He goes out there, he answers the bell.
127 hours for those of you that haven't seen it.
Great one. Good throwback. Attaboy. Thank you for jumping in there, my man. Always on point. Man, I mean, is Sean Woodson really him? I guess that's the question, right? If you're a Dan Ige fan and you're listening, if you're on any of those islands out there in Hawaii hanging loose, you might be asking yourself, what is this guy proving, right? And Sean Woodson, I mean, the record speaks for itself, a 13-1-1. He did go out there and whoop up a Fernando Padilla, who I thought really highly of, still do, but that was a statement. Going out, beating an Alex Caceres, but not able to knock him out now. Split decision with a Charles Air-Jourdain. Okay, the farther back I go, the less shiny this new toy looks, Mr. Sean Woodson. Now, again, watching the weigh-ins scares the living bejesus out of me because, I mean, Dan Ige was almost looking straight up. It was like a little kid looking at it was like a toddler looking at a grown adult. Okay, almost that, with all due respect. But I say that because honestly,
how's the weather up there?
If I'm gonna potentially try to win 50K with anybody, I think I'd bet on the underdog at dog odds. And that's a Dan 50K Ige potentially. I would sprinkle a little bit on the other side there. I know probably not what you want to hear, but we're not trying to please each other. We're here to give it to the people, like it says at the top here. No filter. So it's hard for me to bet against my boy Dan Ige. But Sean Woodson and you make a really, really good case, man. Y'all make a really good case. And honestly, once they start throwing hands, I mean, I might be singing a different tune. I might be singing like a canary come next week. But until then, give me the guy that's been out there, always answers the bell, isn't always on the right side of winning, but I think he's going to, be able to weather the storm on this one. And that storm is Sean Woodson. It's going to be a barrage of punches from left, right, underneath. He's like, Mr. Fantastic out there, just long-limbed. Let us know, people. Looks like we're torn.
He is long-limbed. He is like Mr. Fantastic out there. He's going to be coming at you from all angles, every side. And, I mean, looking long and wide. It's just his style, bro. He's so stylistically awkward and different. And with that being said, Nano, you know me. I love a little competition on it. I told myself if you were with me, I was going to disregard what I said about 1 to 2 units and put 3 on it. And that if you were against me, I was going to put 2 on it just to be cheeky. So we're putting 2 on it. Folks, again, if you put 50 on this one, it's $76.04 back. If you put 100 on that, if $50 are your unit size, in other words, $152.08 back for you. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and put 2 units on that one. I like a lot of our bets this week, man. Oh, it's going to be a good week to cash. I feel it. And either way, it's going to be a fun day of it being my birthday and just watching some of the best fights of the year, probably. Oh, man. With that being said, Nano, we got to move into this next fight. All right. We got to talk about the redemption arc of Dominic Reyes in the light heavyweight division against Nikita Krylov. This is going to be a fun one. All right. I know the talk. Reyes is done. He's washed. He hasn't been the same since John Jones, blah, 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 blah. I'm here to tell you this is the comeback. Okay, folks? He's already on a 2-fight win streak. And let's not forget who the hell Dominic Reyes really is. He's the man that went to war with John Jones. He's the man that arguably beat John Jones. He's got the length, he's got the power, he's got the precision in striking. And if you watch his interviews lately, he's locked the hell in, right, Nano? He's dialed in. He's refocused. There's no distractions. There's no panic. There's just purpose in his movement, in his words, and what he's doing. Krylov, he's dangerous. There's no doubt about it, right? He's also inconsistent. If Reyes keeps it clean and controls the distance, he can absolutely pick Krylov apart on the feet and stuff the wrestling takedowns when it matters most. I think Dominic Reyes is going to come out here and look to get the knockout. And if he's not able to get the knockout, I still think he's going to dictate the pace of the fight and arguably control his way to a decision win. But gun to my head, give me this man inside the distance. Give me Dominic Reyes, the John Jones killer, to get it done. Leroy in the chat, tell me again where you got those Wolverine gloves. I need some sparring gloves and want to get Deadpool ones. I can take a beating and keep on coming. Hey, if you're trying to put in maximum effort, go on and go to Hayabusa.com. Check out the Marvel line. They do have a Deadpool set, and they are fantastic. So, yeah, definitely go check those out, man. And Nano, what do you have on this fight, man? Are we hive minding when it comes to Dominic Reyes and Nikita Krylov, or am I off my rocker here?
Man, this is another one where I'm so intrigued, and I am so torn because
big man.
Let's go, big man's
I don't
in here.
think Dominic is that guy anymore.
Not that guy, pal. Not that guy.
Well, I can't be right about all of them, I guess.
I know. We all hope so. I mean, he's certainly that guy in most arenas and most octagons, but Nikita Krylov at his peak is a problem. It's just, man, we haven't seen him in 2 years, my guy. 2 years. When I saw that, I had to kind of take a step back. Like, man, that is quite a layoff, right? You don't hear or see too many fighters have that kind of lengthy layoff. He was injured back in September of 2023. And then he was slated to fight back in November of 2024. That fight did not happen. He was eager to get out there and maybe even fight at heavyweight, but just ultimately said just juice wasn't worth the squeeze. So now it's fast forward another 5-6 months, however long it is. And yeah, here we are now. And that's tough, right? That's a tough for him. And I'm sure he's motivated as all hell. He's on a 3-fight win streak, most recently beating Orion Spann via triangle choke. He's got to feel good about where he's at, right? I mean, obviously, I think a little bit of ring rust, but it's just, yeah, you're getting a Dominic Reyes that's fighting the best he's been fighting in a long time. You know, back-to-back wins. He's 35 years old. He still looks good, but unfortunately, you just never know how much durability he still has left, how much he has in the tank. He looked great against a Dustin Jacoby, and he looked fantastic against a Anthony Smith. But Nikita is not an Anthony Smith, and he is not a Dustin Jacoby, with all due respect. This guy is 32 years young. He's still getting better. He's hungry. He wants to continue to prove himself and get that title shot. And he might, man. I mean, this guy's legit. He's got all the skills. I'm rooting for Dominic, but I think the story of my picks today, and this is every week, but on a stack card, you're a little bit more polar with who you love and maybe who you don't necessarily want to root for. And I love Dominic Reyes. I want to see him get out there and get it done. But this Ukrainian man and Nikita Krylov, he's probably going to win, unfortunately. But if I'm eating my words, I will be stoked. And I would love to see that resurgence come back. That we're all of us want to see a comeback story, don't we? So deep down, I'm rooting for that. Let it be known. But I'm not betting on this one for that. I mean, Dominic plus 136. Maybe you sprinkle in an underdog and you put him in there. But I am staying clear. Just enjoying this one, y'all.
Not only am I putting a unit on him, I put him on my dog competition against the Fight Week Show and all those guys. He's one of my dog picks of the week. I like Dominic Reyes a lot in this one. I think he's long, strong. He's down to get the friction on. Yeah. Leroy said $350 Canadian plus tariff and import. If it makes you feel any better, that's only $100 more than I paid for. So they're not cheap gloves. And you can see Nano is also repping him in the back over his left shoulder there. He's got them Punishers, baby. Let's go. You already know, baby. And tell me those aren't like the nicest fitting gloves you've ever worn.
Yeah, I could definitely attest. You know, they're not signed with us yet. We will get them sponsored, hopefully, and we'll continue to get some good content out for them. But yeah, I can attest much better than just your basic Everlast gloves and anything else I put on my hands. They are by far the best. And they really fit to your hand. They form well, have that good memory foam, the wrist support. Wrist
support is fantastic.
Yeah, the grip itself is a little unique and just worth the investment. Just protect yourself too. And they look freaking cool. So it's a win-win. Doesn't hurt that they got cool skins.
Absolutely. They have the best skins in the biz, man. They even have some really cool Star Wars ones. And GSP played a cameo in Captain America the Winter Soldier. And in that movie, he played Batroc the Leaper, who is actually a French-Canadian villain in Captain America comics. Perfect fit. He uses Sabat-style martial arts, rolling back kicks and all that stuff. And they actually released a version of that villain's gloves for GSP. He owns a pair. They're super sick. I'm telling you. GSP is the reason that I first started seeing Hayabusa everywhere. And then one of my boys literally let me borrow a pair of his gloves when I forgot mine at sparring one day. And I tried them on and I was like, oh my God. One day when I have like enough money to not feel horrible about spending this amount of money on a pair of gloves, I will do this. So
goals,
we did it.
Baby, goals.
We did it, you know. Now, with that being said, yeah, I'm putting a unit on him. I'm putting a unit on our guy, Dominic Reyes. Nothing more than that. Nothing less than that. This next fight, though, is a very, very interesting one, and I can't wait to hear how you would bet on this one, Nano, or if you are sprinkling anything, we should say. And I think this is probably a good point to pour one up. We have the power of Bryce compels you. Bryce Mitchell coming in against John the Exorcist Silva. Folks, come on. This fight is insane, bro. You had a whole crowd of people barking at a man, and his opponent looked those people in the eye and said, this won't be the first dog I put down. And just like all the other dogs I put down, he's going to squeal too. That's wild.
Bro, by far one of the savages comments I've heard in a long time. For sure the best, I guess, trash talk one line, press conference one liner. We can potentially put a little category for this upcoming, our yearly award show, but early front runner for just mic drop moment, like clap back, however you want to say it. Holy shit, that got me hyped up.
Yeah.
And I'm a dog owner. I felt a little bad, but I was also like, holy shit, that's his. Yeah, that is real. Let's go.
I mean, those are like wild rabbit dogs that are trying to kill his like sheep and stuff.
Of course. Amongst other things. But yeah.
You know. But yes. Savage, the heat, it was somehow the most heat you heard on verbiage there, but it was also the most chilling and cold thing you heard somebody say. It needed more and less blankets, that situation. It was the best of times. I say it was the worst of times. No. It was great. That was probably one of the best moments of the entire presser. Leroy said, this fight is the most anticipated non-title fight I can think of in the longest time. What was the last time we had this much mojo for a grudge match? Dude, you're absolutely right, Leroy. This one has just everything, right? It's got drama. It's got the good, the bad, the ugly. You know both guys are going to bring it. You know both guys are willing to literally go out there and kill another man or die fighting another man. And they don't like each other. They genuinely don't like each other. Like there's like visceral heat on this fight. It's not a Colby Covington fight where he's making stuff up, right? Like this guy genuinely believes everything he's saying. He hates this guy. Bryce is going to banish that little bald demon. All right. Big man.
Tell him.
Tell him how you feel. No. Cheers to every one of you viewers out here watching right now. We appreciate each and every one of you. We got almost 30 right now. If you're not doing this on YouTube, come on over to YouTube real quick. Like, comment, subscribe, smash that bell for notifications so you know when we're live next time. And if you drink, raise one up with us. If not, raise up a glass of water, Baja Blast, whatever the hell you're drinking. We appreciate you being here. And if you drink nothing at all, raw dog some air. Enjoy that. Cheers to you. Next time I have Sterling on, I'm going to have to hit the Capri Sun chaser, since he always pops out with a random fucking Capri Sun. It's so funny.
Nice. I just ran out of mine. Otherwise, I would have busted one out. Got the squirt today, but shout out there. Shout out Capri Suns.
Yeah, dude, this is one of those fights that genuinely has every single thing, right? How are you leaning in this one? Does the power of Bryce compel you, or are you leaning towards the dog?
You know, it's hard for me to bet against the dog. Let's be real. I mean, push come to shove, X's and O's, like put on the tape. Just look at that dude. Look at the tattoo on the back of his neck. I'm pretty sure that's the Neo tattoo. Am I not mistaken?
He's unplugged, baby. He's unplugged.
That's sick. I mean, everything about him just oozes aura, oozes moxie, like I like to say. I mean, dude is just nothing but violent. I mean, I guess we're going to check his ground game. We're going to see if he can potentially, use that emotion to his detriment and fall into something. But if Bryce goes out there and starches him, I mean, we've seen crazier things, but I would be absolutely shooketh. I think he's coming out with mean intentions, man. But I love everything about Bryce and like just this lead up, how he was able to kind of sway the fans. And let's be honest, you want to talk about a redemption story. I mean, I think I support everybody, doing their podcast endeavors and stepping out of their comfort zone. But, my guy Bryce, a little too out of the comfort zone there, stepped out a little too far. Maybe you need to take some takes back. Maybe just, keep it under the vest there. Maybe take it offline, I know we're all about no filter around here, but come on, brother. But hey, the way he's able to bring the crowd back, I mean, it's been a true artwork. It is. And the one thing I got to say as well is I like how the UFC is doing the more of the kind of like lead up press conference, I guess. Like they're giving themselves another opportunity to get some of the clickbaity moments or shit talking or what have you.
They used to do this all the time, and they're really bringing it back in full fledged. They're doing two of them now, right? They're doing the original one, and then they're doing the secondary one the week of. They've kind of fallen away from it and started doing more of just the week of stuff. So yeah, I agree. Sorry to cut in, but I'm 100% on board with that. Yeah,
man. No, we can go back and forth here. Little pickleball rally action here. But yeah, man. I mean, I agree. I think it's good. It helps keep it top of mind. Like I said, you're only going to get good sound bites at a minimum. If you don't, whatever, you got another crack at it. Get a good face off at a minimum. So to that point. Yeah, I mean, it was able to build a lot of steam for this fight, so I am excited as all be it. I will not be distracted. I will make sure I went potty before this entire main card, to be honest, because let's be real, each fight is an absolute banger. I'm quick. I'll find a bush outside, and, I'll go in between rounds if need be, but this is one that's going to be great for as long as it lasts. I would be surprised if it goes a decision based on how much juice is behind it, but give me the dog. Give me John Silva, and I think Bryce will make it interesting. And honestly, the one of the best takes is Sean Strickland's take. I think it was on X. He said that he's like, this is it. He's like, if Bryce wins, he's like, I will go to church on Sunday. Like, God, if you're there, this is your chance. Obviously, a little tongue in cheek, but hey, if he does, I reckon there must be something going on upstairs. That's all I'll say there.
I love that. If he wins, I'll go to church is an all-time hilarious thing for sure. Look, this is one of the most chaotic fights on the entire UFC 314 card, and I'm here for it. You got Bryce Mitchell on one side, the Arkansas grappling problem, right? He, as the kids say, he's got that sauce, but it's a little bit different. He's got that Arkansas, okay, folks? It's an acquired taste. As Nano said about the podcast. It's unorthodox, it's relentless, it's funky as hell on the mat, and dude's got twister finishes to prove it. He's got a ground game that genuinely turns brown belts into pretzels, and black belts into brown belts. So, folks, he's a nasty son of a bitch, but across from him, he's got John Silva, Lord Silva, who's a bit of a certified dog, and for sure a certified menace. Back-to-back knockouts, nasty striking, confidence through the freaking roof. This man is walking into the octagon like it owes him rent money, Nano. This is your classic grappler versus striker matchup, but don't let that fool you. Both of these dudes are wild enough to throw hands when it gets nitty-gritty, and it is going to get nitty-gritty. They don't like each other. They want to hurt each other. If Bryce gets it to the ground early, he can smother Silva and grind out a W, but if Jean is able to keep it standing, it is bombs away, baby, from the start. And Bryce's chin has been touched up before. No, we've seen it. We've seen it. We might see it again. My prediction is that Jean Silva is going to win by round 3 TKO. But one scramble gone wrong, and Bryce could lock in a twister and walk off like a country wizard out there, Harry. Either way, this one's going to be absolute fucking mayhem from start to finish. This is also a 5-round bout, I believe. Correct? So, could be an intriguing one.
Oh, shit.
No, I think it's actually the Michael Chandler one I'm thinking of. Yeah. No, but this one would be a much more interesting one if it was a 5-round fight. I think Bryce would have a lot more of a chance in this one if it was, because he'd play it safer. With it being 3 rounds, like I said, give me that late finish from Jean Silva. I think he's going to bring it early, though. And the under on the rounds might just be the play here. Under 2.5, you can get it minus 145 right now. So again, I think he gets it done inside of that 3rd round. I wouldn't be surprised if he got it done inside the first 2.5 minutes of that 3rd round. And that means that would hit. You could turn $50 into 84.48. I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do is I'm going to bet outright on my last 4 picks. And actually, you know what? Let's have some fun with this. In the chat, let us know. Let us know in the chat. Should we do our last, and by our last, I mean my last, 4 picks or 3 picks into a parlay? And Nano, if you're down to ride it with me. Whatever the chat says, even if your picks differ, we'll do 2 bets here, right? Should we do our last 3 picks in the main event or our last 4 picks in the main event and build a parlay right now for you guys in the chat? Either way, 3 or 4 picks, we're putting a unit on it. I think this is going to be a fun exercise. So right now, we're both on Jean Silva. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. So with that being said, we move into the Coco main event of the evening. It is a featherweight bout between Yair Rodriguez and Patricio Pitbull. Folks, we've been saying the word dog a lot tonight. And Patricio Pitbull is actually named after a dog here. So I feel like this is going to be a bit of a dogfight. No, am I crazy in thinking that?
No, it's definitely, I mean, Pitbull is fighting, right? So you know it's going to be an absolute dog fight. And the man across from him, Mr. Yair Rodriguez, has never had a dull moment in the octagon, let alone a boring fight. So you know it's going to be 2 junkyard dogs going out there. But I am curious, man, before we break this down, we got to talk about the exchange, right? We got to talk about that a little bit here. I don't know if it's too premature, but we did finally get to Yair. He was the one that kind of, I don't know if he was the one that escalated it. You know,
he was the one that escalated it.
He called him, you know what, a south mouth, which is very not nice.
Do you know what this was about? Do we need to break this down right now?
Might as well. We're here.
Oh, I love this. Kick him in the head. Let's go. Love to see you here, my friend. Kick him in the head. Make sure you're following the Head Kick podcast, folks. Keith is the absolute fucking man. 4 gifts, 4 fights for the parlay. Let's go. We're all about it. Found him on Amazon Canada. Now I'm stuck between Deadpool, Thor, and those Wolverine ones. If I could be so inclined, I would go Wolverine because just like the Steve Rogers ones, they are one of 2 pairs of the Hayabusa Marvel brand gloves that say the actual name of the character as if they signed it themselves. So it's written Logan in like Wolverine's handwriting. And on the Steve Rogers one, it's written Steve R for Steve Rogers on those. So I gotta lean towards the Wolverine ones. But I don't know. Maybe Nano can weigh in. Deadpool, Thor, Wolverine, Nano?
Oh, man. I mean, you definitely mentioned a good point with Wolverine, and I love Wolverine as well. I mean, if you don't want to, copy what Mr. MMAnomaly has back there, since you look at him every day or every Tuesday, Thursday, typically twice a week, the Deadpool ones definitely can't go wrong.
I see it. Fuck. We about to have the same gloves. Bro, I'm telling you.
With your heart,
they're the
man.
best.
I like Thor too. I mean, the Punisher ones are sick when you put them together, you know. I mean, and I like black personally, but
the best thing about these gloves, if I can be completely honest with you, and Nano, I don't know if you've gone to like a Muay Thai class wearing them or not, but you do Muay Thai lessons and you're wearing them and you suddenly lose your name and you get a much cooler name, right? When I was at AKA, I was Cap. Everybody called me Cap or Captain America because I wore the Captain America Hayabusas. At Victory, I stopped wearing the Cap ones because I wore them so much at AKA. The glove seams at the bottom started breaking apart after like 6-7 years. Long-lasting gloves with the amount of fucking pressure I put them through, let me just tell you. For calling spade a spade here. They lasted very long for the amount of duration they got. And it's just one tiny seam that's breaking at the bottom of them, and it would just like scratch my wrist. So I was like, cool. Gives me an excuse to buy one of the new set. So we got the Wolverines. And now Victory MMA, Coach AP. I don't know that he actually knows my name is Olin anymore. Aaron Pete just calls me Wolverine. So yeah, I highly recommend the gloves. I think they're a great play, especially if you're going to a gym. Like you'll literally start to feel like a superhero, and it makes you perform even better and train even harder. So let's fucking go. When it comes to this fight, though, Nano, we got to talk about one of the most underrated matchups on the card. Patricio Pitbull versus Yair Rodriguez isn't just a fight. It's a legacy collision. Okay, Nano, we're talking about a legacy from Bellator versus a legacy from the UFC. You got the crazy guy that does the crazy spinning elbows and high fives and then gets that nasty up elbow against somebody versus a guy that's gone out there and gotten a 61-second knockout over Michael Chandler, when Michael Chandler was far more in his prime. Lethal Sugar said, look at these handsome dudes talking fist fights. Look at this handsome dude commenting in the chat, my guy. Let's go. We love seeing you here. Let us know who you got in this one. Lethal Sugar's the absolute man. Love seeing this dude in the chat. But look, man, Yair Rodriguez he's a beast, right? Mr. Spinning Elbow. Flashy kicks. Wild creativity. He is a human highlight reel when it comes to striking. No, I think we can both agree on that. But he's about to face something he's never dealt with before. No. And I'm here to talk to you about it right now. It's a little bit of Pitbull pressure. Okay? It's a little bit of Pitbull pressure, Nano. He's here to face that. Pitbull's built different. This man is the most decorated champ Bellator has ever produced. Two-weight world champion. Explosive fucking hands. Fight ending power. Like I said, 61-second knockout over our guy Michael Chandler. See you at the top. He's got fight ending power. Championship experience for days. For weeks even. And make no mistake, he's not here for a UFC paycheck. He's here to prove that he should have been in the UFC octagon for a very, very long time. No. He's here to prove that he should have been here for a long, long time. Years ago. While Yair's flying knees and spinning kicks are deadly, Pitbull's compact, no-nonsense style could be exactly what shuts that down. He gets inside, he lands the big overhand, and it hits. That's a wrap. I know a lot of people are thinking this is going to be a very boring fight. Pitbull is going to go out here and smother him. He's going to look to just get the takedowns and just make this a boring lay and pray fight. But make no mistake, Pitbull's not here for a paycheck, but he's the differentiator between a Michael Chandler. Where people say he's not here for a long time. He's here for a good time. He's not here for a long time. He's here for an efficient time. It took him 61 seconds to knock out Michael Chandler. Do I think he gets it done that quick over a Yair Rodriguez? No. But I think he gets it done in the second round, and I think he probably gets it done via ground and pound TKO. I like Pitbull in this one, and you're giving him to me at plus 160? No, I don't think Vegas watches Bellator, bro. Can you kick me off the stool here? Tell me I'm wrong?
No, that definitely is interesting as well, brother. I appreciate the breakdown. Appreciate the commentary. You're a pro in the lab right now. Absolutely cooking, man. And it is interesting, right? I guess from a bettor's perspective, and honestly, let's call a spade a spade. Like a lot of these Bellator, PFLers, all these other division guys, they may be somebody on their playground, but they come into the big boy's yard and they ain't the big dog anymore. Okay. So I think that's why you're probably seeing Yadir as a Ben favorite. And if I'm being honest, I'm a hometown team. I'm loyal. I'm a Raider fan. I'm a Warrior fan here in Arizona. A's fan as well. I don't care where they all travel to. They may leave the Bay, but they don't leave me, okay? And I feel the same way with Yadir Rodriguez. He's a great example for the UFC. He epitomizes true mixed martial arts at its finest. Kicks similar to my boy Bruce Lee here, and I don't say that lightly. Yadir, textbook, man. A lot of the things he does are fundamentally sound, and he is tough as nails. That is, I think, the X factor here when you're going up against a Patricio Pitbull at 37 years old, right? We're not getting 30-year-old Patricio Pitbull. I know he did knock out a Michael Chandler, but that was some time ago. And similar to Michael Chandler now, right? They're both on the back nine. It's these guys that are built a little different, right? Like, I think oh my goodness. I think Patricio Pitbull has some of that Yoel Romero in him. He has that same gene. That's just, I'm next level. I'm a freak. I'm going to be in my 40s and just still be able to whoop some ass. Like, he's going to be able to always do that. But with his style and having, again, your full step, you're now going to like half a step, just being half a step a little bit slower, and relying on the counter punching and your blitzing against the Yadir Rodriguez, it's just, you're never going to catch him. You're going to get tired trying to chase him down. He's going to be chomping at your legs. You are going to hit him. And when most people in Bellator go down, Yadir's going to eat that like breakfast, like chilaquiles, okay? Because he does that all the time. That ain't nothing new. Granted, Patricio is coming to some power. He's built like an ox. And that does scare me. But I'm not going against my boy. I'm not going against Yadir. Now, the only other thing is he may be a little distracted, focused on Diego, and not focused on his current opponent. That does worry me a little bit. But at the same time, if I know anything about my Mexican brethren, so when we got a little taste of that blood, we know it's in the water. You get us fired up. You cross us. You go away from the respect factor. Oh, you're going to see the dog now. And I think that's exactly what we're going to see come Saturday night. This Pitbull is about to meet a big old hungry Doberman, a big old Rottweiler on that ass. Let's go.
All right, man. I'm going to agree to disagree and just say, who'll find what hair? Let's go. You know what? That's okay. That's okay. You're going to differ for me on this one. We got 2 votes here so far. One, kick him in the head. Show said for us to go 4. Double your pleasure, double your fun there with the 4. And we got Lethal Sugar saying, I say a confident 3-leg. Let's cash this weekend. I'm not mad at it. I asked for someone to break the tie here. We got Leroy and Sav hopefully still in the chat. If one of you guys can vote 3 or 4, let's go. Tell us how you really feel. I've already told you how I feel. I think Patricio gets this one done more confidently inside the distance. The next one I think we might finally agree on again. We've been parting ways a little bit, parting the Red Sea here, Nano. I'm not loving it. I'd like it if we could get back on the same page, my guy. So with that being said, without further ado, we got to talk about the co-main event of the evening, folks.
It's time
for us to talk about Michael Chandler. I'll see you at the top. Coming in against Patty the Scouser Pimblett, a.k.a. Patty the Batty, a.k.a. as our guy Cody Garbrandt likes to call him, the Sorcerer. Let's go. Let's go. How about Yair and Diego going at it at the presser? Yeah, that was something. That was definitely something. So apparently what had happened was Yair Rodriguez, he accused him of jumping one of his homies that went to train at his camp. And best thing here is our guy Diego Lopez. You know who we're talking about, Mr.
Where are you?
And I'm so sorry. He called you on your fucking shit last night. He basically said, yeah, we jumped your boy because he was stalking and harassing a female at our gym. So get fucked. I'll play it again because
Where are you?
And I'm so sorry. We're Team Diego Lopez tonight. I like if you're stalking a chick and you get beat up by the other dudes at the gym, yeah, you probably had it coming, bro. Stop stalking a chick. Like, That's literally a reason that most females stop training at mixed martial arts gyms. It's because guys come onto them. It's a real problem. Just, bro, like, do your BJJ and go get your BJ without the extra J somewhere else, bro. Stop pressuring these chicks.
Moving. Yeah, giving off that energy. If it obviously was to that point, it's not just a friend. Obviously he must have crossed the line, my man. But
crossed the line, buddy.
Crossed a little over the line, my man.
Under the Red Sea.
Sheesh.
Vote. Okay, kick him in the head. We obviously see someone who comes from a land down under. Let's go, man. So yeah, we got Michael Chandler, Mr. CU at the top, coming in. It's Patty Bemblich. No. I'm going to let you take the lead on this one because this is... It's going to be an interesting... Whoa, hold on. Klaus, the boss, what's happening? Coming in with the hostility. Ige finna blast that noodle tart? Bro, hey, whoa.
Hey, she's...
Whoa.
Klaus. Okay.
But tell us your specific bet. Don't withhold information here. The Diego aura is so real right now. Brother, you're not lying. It is so insane. Because tonight will be the night that I will bet on you over again. Hopefully we will cash.
You can make me change my mind. Yeah, I really don't think you can on this one here because, well, this is a banger first and foremost. We're getting ahead of ourselves here doing the songs because we're talking about body the body. Oh, body the body. Come on. How am I going to bet against this Scouser? He's going to go out there and take Chandler's bloody arm off or bloody head off. Body the body. Oh, body the body. He's gonna win because he's a bloody Scouser and he's a good bloke with some power and a really good submission and ground game as well, man. That's the one thing I think is the X factor here. If Michael Chandler wants to point in the middle and have that Max Holloway moment that let's have this dance, by all means, two can tango. But I think it's going to be more calculated. He's going to be trying to pin Patty down, try to cut off the octagon, keep him from moving around. But Patty's too big, too slick with his movements. And he kind of told him to his face. He's been watching the tape. We got a lot of it on our boy Michael Chandler, not just in Bellator, but here on our hometown soil in our local octagon. And over the last 5 years now, my brother. I mean, this guy, one win over the last 4 years. That's tough. And it was to Tony Ferguson, okay? Let's be real. Patty the Batty is not Tony El Kukui Ferguson, okay? Patty the Body is a bad son of a gun. Tough crowd. And everyone else he's fought against, obviously two of those were against CEO Charles Oliveira, but I think this is kind of worst case scenario for Chandler. If this would have happened maybe a couple years ago, I might have even given you the benefit of the doubt and said, you know what, Chandler still got that dog in him. Like he might be able to go out there and knock out Patty, but I've seen too much of Patty at this point, and we've seen Chandler outside of him doing some heroic WWE-esque body slam or RKO, whatever.
Which is what I'll be watching right after this stream.
Let's go. It's Patty the Batty time. You know the vibes. And I'm assuming we're on the same page. So break it down for the people.
It's Batty time, baby. It is Batty time. I'll tell you what time it is. Oh, would you look at that? It is half past Michael Chandler's ass. It's Batty time, folks. Look. Buckle in because we've got fireworks in this one. Come on. All gas, no brakes. This is going to be a fun fight. And by all gas, no brakes, I'm talking about Michael Chandler's style, right? He's a tank. He's a highlight machine. Man fights like he's double parked. But let's be honest. That all gas, no brakes style, it's going to cost him in this fight against Patty the Batty. Chandler's dropped 3 of his last 4, as Nano so eloquently said. And guess how 2 of those ended? Nobody? I'll tell you. He got finished, okay? Oh, yeah, and Dustin Poirier submitted him. Dustin Poirier, who, I like his grappling game, but the man's been hunting a ghillie his entire career and never got it. He's not got the best grappling game in the world, and he got it done via rear naked choke. Nasty rear naked choke. You know who's got a slick, underrated style of grappling? and also a nasty rear naked choke, Nano. I'll wait. It's Paddy freaking Pimblett, bro. Look, Paddy's flashy. He's fun. He's wild on the mic. He's the baddie. And he can scrap. If Chandler blitzes in like he usually does, don't be shocked when he runs headfirst into a trap and gets clipped, gets scrambled, and gets tapped out. I think Paddy Pimblett's probably going to get this done in second or third round submission. I genuinely think that Chandler brings a lot of smoke, but Paddy's going to inhale that smoke like it's a fucking joint, kid. It's going to be easy for him. Give me Paddy here all day. Minus 148. I think it's just money in the bank, bro. I do think it's money in the bank. This is definitely going on the parlay. We'll see if people say 3 or 4. And bro, we got Drew in the chat saying, "Oh, Paddy the baddie. Oh, Paddy the baddie. Let's go." See, rear naked choke, second or third round. My guy, are we hive minding? Can't wait to pick you up from the airport at 1:30, do a shot, and watch it play out, my friend, on the television. Let's go. Chandler is so good at losing. He's the only person that can lose and still say, "I'll see you at the top, even when I'm on the bottom." It's crazy. He's just so good at it. He's so good at it. My goodness. Yeah, I mean, we're in the same direction here, buddy. It looks like the only one we're deferring on is that Patricio Pitbull one. Yeah. Now, the real question is, are you going to ride the favorites all the way through these last 4 fights? That's what's on the tip of my tongue. That's what's on the burning minds of all of our fans right now, folks. Alexander Volkanovski coming into the main event of the evening against Diego, the one, the only, the
Where are you?
Lopez in the main event of the evening, folks. This is definitely my favorite fight of the night. And it's also my least favorite fight of the night because I'm a fan of the man down under. It's gonna be a tough night. I need to clip that for the post show for sure. The "Here come from a land down under."
We do need to clip that, and we do need to pour up because it is the main event. And you know what? This is another passing of the torch, in my opinion. Here, man, this is a tough one. This is my brain and heart are disassociated on this one, y'all. So before we break it down, we're an hour and a half in. We got 30 of you, 31, including my buddy here to the left, 32, including myself. That's a full classroom, y'all. That's an 8th grade class. Let's go.
Let's go.
Shout out to every one of you for being here. You could be anywhere in the world on a Friday night, but you're here with us. And for that, we appreciate you. And we'll say it a little early here because it's important now more than ever. We're going to take a little drink, whatever you got in your hand. It could be water, it could be Capri Suns, it could be Squirt like I got next to me as well, or an adult beverage. But listen, why don't you keep on going and keep on growing. Let's make it a great weekend, y'all. Salute.
Let's go. Cheers, folks.
Shout out Lane, bringing the pain. Hola to you as well.
Lane with the pain. Chama. Love seeing you in the chat.
Yeah,
Let us know who you have in these last 4 fights. So we're only parting ways on one right now. We're both leaning John Silva. We're both leaning Paddy Pimblett. He's leaning towards Yair Rodriguez, and I'm leaning towards the Pitbull Patricio Freire. This main event, though, man. Nano, where you at? Tell me where your head's at. Alexander Volkanovski, the great, coming in against Diego Lopez.
I kind of insinuated it, man. I tipped my hand a little bit there, I'm realizing, because I did say it's going to feel like a potential passing of the baton, the passing of the torch. And I do think, unfortunately, that's what we're going to see here. You know, I love Volk, Alexander the Great, honestly, one of the greatest runs that we've seen in this division. One of the baddest in his prime. Heck, I thought he could have been a 3 weight class division. He was that active. He was that fierce. And he stretched the one guy on this planet that really has yet to really see any potential lost rounds or any blemishes. And that's an Islam Makhachev. That is the #1 pound for pound fighter. He gave him a good run for his money. And unfortunately, he got in his own way and continues to say yes and wants to get back out there, just like all of us. We're all competitors. And Uncle Leroy, come on, man. We got to get them going. Baby, come back.
You can blame it all on him.
I'm just a jive turkey. And man, I say all that because it's just as skilled as I think Volk is, and as sharp as he looks, the game doesn't slow down, man. The game doesn't slow down, and I think unfortunately with the Diego Lopez in front of him, who's hungry, who's motivated, who's durable, who is equally as skilled too, right? I mean, short of the one punch knockout power that Ilya possesses, I mean, you can argue Diego poses a lot of similar threats, you know, and Diego's got some length on him, and he's got a good wrestling background, and like I said, he's durable. He's used to finding some elevation. They're gonna be in the beautiful humidity of Miami, unfazed. It's gonna be like trying to derail a runaway freight train coming downhill. Like, it's just, that's what I think we're gonna get. Volk's gonna showcase. He's gonna go out on a shield. I'd be kind of shocked, honestly, if I see Diego put him out. As much as, you know, we love seeing those shocking moments, I think we're going to see a gritty 25 minutes. Diego hasn't been stretched like that either. I mean, obviously Movsar Evloev had his path, but I do think the short notice bout and not really knowing what he was getting into, and even that loss in and of itself, I think really lit a fire into Diego's ass and kind of told him, I belong here, right? A champ in his previous circuits. He came up through Mexico, and obviously some of the beef we insinuated earlier. But all that to say, like, he's got the right background. He's got the right why. He's got a strong reason to go out there and take care of business. Like, this honestly feels like a Rocky 3 versus Clubber Lang moment where Volk's out here doing skits, literally getting makeup on, putting wigs on, doing all this stuff, while this guy's sitting in his freaking Mexico lab, lights broken, no AC, it's sweaty, it's old, it's grungy, but it's hard work and it's commitment. And that's exactly what Diego Lopez brings. And he's fun, man. And obviously the hair, we have an absolute blast with it. And if he would ever hear it, I hope he knows this, because we fucking love him. Like, it is not dissing him in any way. I love Blink-182. That song specifically is on my karaoke.
Where are you?
And Diego, I'm so sorry, but I'm betting with you this Saturday night, even though you're the underdog. Because you are. I don't know how we're getting him underdog odds. This is probably the last.
Leroy's the voice of reason.
Stop this pain tonight is what Volk will be saying after the fight. Okay. Stop this pain tonight.
Real quick, I gotta throw up this chat. Michael O plus Vienna by points, plus 1190, easily sprinkle for me, brother. My brother in Christ. We are gonna tell you. Look. If you have a bet that you actually feel bullish on, throw it in the comments. We will tell you. Even if it's a fifth of a unit or a tenth of a unit, we will fucking tell you. Okay, folks? So throw those bets in the chat. And if you don't get them in the chat, if you're watching this post-emptively on the replay, we love you just as much. We love you just as much. Leave those in the comments, folks. Please do. Please do. Yeah, I'm with you on this one, man. We're both going Diego Lopez, Mr. Where are ya? Plus 136 is too sweet. We're going to go. And then we're going to eat. Yeah, I'm going to bet this one and the Patricio Pitbull one outright. I'm going to do one unit on both of those. I like Diego Lopez at plus 136. I like Patricio Pitbull at plus 160. Look, I got to break this fight down. Because this is a fight that honestly, Nano, like with somebody as young and up and coming as Diego Lopez and somebody as old and veteran-y as Alexander Volkanovski, this is a fight that could flip the whole division on its head. It's got seismic shift energy written all over it, bro. Volk's a legend, right? Former featherweight king, defended the belt time and time again, fought against Islam Makhachev twice, not once, but twice, who's one of the most technical, well-conditioned fighters we've ever seen, which we could say the same thing about Volk, right? But even legends get worn down, Nano. Volk is coming off of a hard-fought loss. He's taken damage in multiple wars back-to-back, and now he's facing somebody like Diego Lopez that is completely unpredictable. The wild card, the submission assassin, the guy who can take your back before you even realize you're in danger of him taking your back. Lopez isn't just dangerous, he's chaotically dangerous. And that's the exact kind of fighter that's going to give calculated veterans like an Alexander Volkanovski problems. He's long, he's explosive, he hunts for the finishes like a heat-seeking missile. And he's going to keep Volk guessing throughout this fight, bro. Like the scrambles off his back. He's going to be able to force some wild exchanges. And also when he forces those wild exchanges, he could find a moment. Diego is one of one. He's got very quick hands, great pressure, and great grappling to back it up as well. I think this one has tragedy written all over it for the Volk fans. This isn't just a rising contender. Volk is the vet, but Diego Lopez is the problem. Give me Diego in this one. I think he's going to ruin a lot of people's nights if they're in here back in Volk. And you're giving them to me at dog odds? Let's fucking go, man. Let's fucking go. Juice Man said, one more sleep, savages. One more. I can't wait. I hope I get sleep. You and me
One
both,
more,
man.
dude.
It's not promised, though. Genuinely, this is a terrible matchup for Volk for 2 rounds. I agree. I would say the first 10 to 13 minutes are terrible for Volkanovski. I think his opponent probably gets it done in under 3.5 rounds. Oh, by the way, if you don't agree with me, that's fine. You could take the under 3.5 at plus 124 if you like Volk.
There you go. Sprinkle.
If you think the guy's going to fade, then do that.
Do.
So look, with my bet, so that's Jean Silva, Patricio Pitbull, Paddy Pimblett, Diego Lopez. You can get that at plus 1,463. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put a half unit on that 4 leg because we never really got a secondary pick here. And then I'm going to narrow it down to the final 3 and do a full unit on that one. Now, what I would like to propose to my co-host here right now, though, is this. Do we think we should do it on the final 3 picks or the 3 picks out of the final 4 that we agree on and put a full unit on that? And then it just ends up being 2 units for the show.
Sorry, say that one more time.
No worries. So there are 4 bets total. There are 3 that we agree on and 1 that we do not. Should we each do a full unit bet on the 3 that we agree on as the final 3? So you would be betting Yair Rodriguez, Paddy Pimblett, Diego Lopez.
I like that.
I would be betting Patricio Pitbull, Paddy Pimblett, and Diego Lopez. Or for the 3-legger, should we do Jean Silva, Paddy Pimblett, and Diego Lopez? The 2 favorites and 1 underdog that we both agree on all 3 of.
Ooh.
And just match each other on units.
Ooh, I see.
Like go with our higher confidence ratio or go with like just the top 3 outright.
Yeah. I think someone said that earlier, how to just kind of do the safer 3-legger that we both feel good about. Maybe that's the right choice. But to your point, I mean, hey, I don't mind. We can do all the above as part of my response there.
Let's go. I love that. As of right now, so if we do the 3 that we're both confident on, we can still get that at plus 501. So you put 50 on that, you get $300.71 back. I'm not mad at that.
There we go.
Let's just do 2 units on that.
I like it.
Cool. So 1 unit from you, 1 unit from me on that one. And then you'll put a half unit in on your 4-legger. So that way the people of the chat are happy.
So that's what it's all about, baby.
There we go. Our combined bet. And then your solo bet is going to be Yair. So, folks, if you've been paying attention, again, Nano's the bet he's writing by himself, the 4-leg parlay here, is Jean Silva, Paddy Pimblett, Diego Lopez, and the one differentiator here, Yair Rodriguez. You get that at plus 814, folks. So again, $50 on that will get you $457.33 back. We're going to do a half unit on that. So we'll cut that in half. $25 would get you $228.66 back. I like that one. Leroy said this PFL card is delivering. I'm literally going to tune in right after this while I'm making dinner.
Ooh,
bro.
let's
We got
go.
bulgogi
Yeah.
beef about to start on the stove right after we wrap. Bro, I can't bear the anticipation. I am too excited, said Juice Man. Let's go, Juice.
Well
Juice Man, try and pick a fight you're most pumped for. Too many bangers. This card is fucking sick, dude. Facts. Leroy. And it's MMA Anomaly's birthday tomorrow. Yes. And then I flew to Japan 3 days later. My brain is melting this week, bro. Leroy, I can't pick, bro. The whole main and some preliminary and early are good, but main, I can't pick. Maybe Bryson Silva. It's got the most heat on it, yeah? Like, even if the fight doesn't deliver, it's been so good. And hey, Anomaly birthday, let's go. Yeah, it is tomorrow. Well, actually, in 2 hours and 17 minutes, I'll be an old fucking man on the wrong side of 35. Oh, man. When they start making that walk, the nerves going to kick in. Yeah, dude. Facts. Bryson Silva definitely up there. That walk is going to be intense. Leroy, you ain't lying. Happy early birthday, Anomaly. What a day for 314 to land on, eh? Dude, as soon as they announced it, I was like, oh, for me? Para mí? Oh, gracias. I'm here for it, baby. All day. Lazy Bed, here to drop my like. Double dipping with LFA and PFL right now. Happy fucking born day. Let's go. Yeah, man, we've been talking about Japan for the last decade, and my significant other got us tickets to all three days of Star Wars celebration in Japan. So Tokyo and Kyoto, here we come, man. We're gonna be there for like 8 days. Should be a great time.
There we go.
We're gonna see Mount Fuji, all the stuff, all the things.
Dude, so happy for you. Well, much earned, much deserved.
Gonna go to the Suntory Brewery. Should go good.
Okay.
Should go well. I think that's gonna be an only me and Drew situation, which again should go well. So yeah. That being said, folks, Nato, one final one, and we call it a wrap.
You know the vibes.
Wrap party. Leroy said, gotta buy some used panties from a vending machine. Leroy, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not something I'm into at all, but I'm gonna do it. And I'll tell you why. I'll put this comment up on the screen while I tell this story. Now, at this point in time, I am a former cigarette smoker, right? When I worked in restaurants, it happens. But before I ever smoked a cigarette in my life, back when I just thought that they were absolutely gross, I turned 18. And at 12:33 in the morning, like 33 minutes after being 18 years old, I asked my boy Jack, as he was helping me move out of my parents' house at midnight on my 18th birthday. I was like, hey, can you stop by this gas station? He's like, yeah, what do you need? And I was like, I wanted to buy a pack of cigarettes and a porno magazine. And he's like, you don't smoke. I was like, no, but you do, and I can buy them now. So I'm going to buy you a pack of cigarettes for helping me move out, and I'm going to buy a porno magazine just because I can. So I bought a Playboy, and I bought him a pack of his favorite smokes. So when I'm in Japan, and they have used panty venting machines, I will buy one for funsies. Like, exactly. Thanks, Lee. This is exactly it. It sounds disgusting, but when else will you have the option? It's like when in Rome, bro, do as the Romans do. If they would have let me fight another tourist in the Roman Colosseum when I was in Rome, I would have done it because it just makes sense. It just makes sense.
Well said. Well said.
If they would have said, we have a lion for you to fight, maybe they would have had to feed me a couple shots. But still, at the end of the day, probably would have made a mistake and said yes. So here we are. You know, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. When watching the show, do as the MMA anomalies do. Pour up, take a shot. If you don't, do a shot of water, raw dog some air. Maybe just like me, right after this show, go cook some bulgogi beef for you and the significant other. And either way, the only thing we really care about is that you keep on going, keep on growing. And that you have a great fucking Friday. Great fights on this weekend, great skilled violence, and even greater people enjoying them. Cheers, folks.
Salud.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. Look. Ooh, I like this. I'm back to training now, so it's vodka and fresh juice from here on out. Bro, I started going to the gym again, so I've definitely decided I'm going to start trying to be a little bit more health conscious, at least with the calories. Draw the line at vending machine panties, to be honest. Lane, is that where you draw the line? That's a healthy line, I guess. I'm not going to enjoy them. I'll probably give them to another young local child. Not child, a young local man walking the streets. I'll be like, hello, you want these? No, but again, it's one of those things you got to do while you're there. So Diego's line has gotten a bit wider now. Lethal, do you know what it started at? Before we wrap, do you know what it started at? Let's see. Best fight odds. I think best fight odds usually has how much it's changed. Let's just see here. Why am I not seeing the main? Oh, no. Oh my goodness. I was about to call it a show. We haven't even done one of the funnest bits yet, bro. I can't believe.
Almost got ahead of ourselves.
Folks, we got to talk about the underdog betting. They are not a sponsor of the show, but hey, we hope that someday they will be. And when that day happens, my goodness, it'll be a glorious day indeed. But until then, we're going to continue using their site because we really like it. And also, I don't have to hit up the bookie after the show to get those bets placed. They're just going to go in right now, folks, because it is legal in California if you are here. But I'd be remiss if I didn't follow this bet. I mean, I got to scroll up through some of these chats real quick because our guy, Lethal Sugar, was talking about a bet that he placed.
Oh, we got to listen to this then.
Yeah, I gotta find this bet. While I'm looking for this one real quick. Oh, here we go. I found it. Boom. Yeah. I've already collected the screenshots of my bets, so I'm just going to place this one real quick. We got Mikhail Oleksiejczuk coming in on points. I'm not mad at that. Cool. 3 point. We got a minus 3.5 for him to win on points, or a minus 135. That's not bad. And then the other pick was Virna by points. Let's see if we get the same odds as this kid.
Lego, let's see.
Oh, we are not getting the same one here. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Oh, here we go. Alternative point spread. Just kidding. Here we go. Are you just taking them outright on points, or how are you doing this here? I'm just curious how are you doing this on Lethal Sugar? Looking at you. He said I got him at minus 102 now, and I got him at minus 102, and now he's plus 124. How early did you lock him in?
Sheesh. That's why you get in early, y'all.
Insane. Because, bro, let me tell you, like, we might start doing these shows on Friday or like standard 8 p.m. Thursday, just so we get the best odds here. Because Diego Lopez, for me, currently, as I'm staring at it right now, Lethal, is a plus 136. That's a solid 12 over what you're seeing.
Damn, okay.
Wait, both by decision? I mean, this is money line for me. Leroy said, Lane, too busy drawing lines to live life to the fullest. Shake my head. No. I don't blame you for your main event pick. Still dead to me, though. Lane said, Leroy, I live in the fast lane. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, Lane. Fast lane. That's good. Lane, yeah, but the A team coming through this weekend. Fair, maybe. Gonna be so sad to see Volk lose third time in a row. Lane, you're just picking shots at our boy Leroy. Look, with that being said, folks, we got to jump into these underdog picks. Nano, are you feeling bullish on any of the underdog picks?
There are a couple.
Let's talk to him. Do you think Diego Lopez gets a finish? Yes or no?
Ooh, no, man. I don't think so.
No.
Okay,
I'm with you.
No, yeah,
I'm not going to sway. I want to hear your exact thoughts, and we're going to do a 3-legger. Just on your picks.
But I do like that 1.3. That's where even Volk with 20 minutes of fight time.
You know what? Let's go there. What's your favorite pick for Diego? How about that?
Let's see.
Because you could take him on over under 75.5 significant strikes.
On takedowns. 0.5 takedowns?
I mean, I feel like that's almost free money.
That's free money.
On the over?
Yeah.
Over one takedown? Like over a half take, he gets one takedown and you hit. It's a multiplier. Are we agreeing on this?
That seems like we're stealing money.
Oh, all right, that's the one. All right. Well,
on that note,
we're both on John Silva, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on.
We're both on John Silva.
Don't be crazy.
Don't be crazy. Come on. Don't be crazy.
Come on, don't be crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
There he is.
Do we think John Silva gets a finish?
They don't even have a picture for him on Underdog. Come on, y'all.
They don't have a picture of Underdog, but they're still giving him less than 1.0 odds. Or sorry, less than a 1x multiplier on finish.
Yeah. He's probably going to get it.
So that's like 1.1 odds on a finish. I'm with it.
Yeah. I'm not mad about it.
All right, now the real question. Should we do a 2-legger and a 3-legger so we kind of pad our bets?
It's never a bad idea. This is a big card. I don't mind.
All right, we're doing a unit on this one.
I don't mind spraying and praying as
it's already done. It's already done. as soon as you said I don't mind, it was already done. I don't have to wait on anybody for this. This is done. We're in. It's locked. All right, we got 1 unit on that one. That's locked. Diego Lopez to get more than a takedown, or to get a takedown actually, and then John Silva to get a finish. Now, let's get into the nitty gritty here. What's another fight you're feeling really good about?
Let's see. Damn, Patty by subs 1.4 multiplier.
Oof. What's he by finish though? That's what I'm more curious in.
Just straight up.
Because he could get a TKO.
Just says higher. It doesn't have any multiplier.
It's a flat multiplier. So for what we did in our last bet, it's a 3.07x multiplier. If we add this to it, it turns it into a 6.15. Whether we think he gets a finish or no. Either way.
Not too bad.
We could also go. Hold on. They don't have it. I was hoping they would have the strike differential on this one. They don't have it because they know better. They're smart. I've made so much money on them on the strike buffer that they give you. It's so stupid. it's so silly, bro. Like it's so silly.
So silly.
There's another one that I think we can hit on the strike differential if they give it to us. Fuck. Did they damn, have I made them learn their lesson on this?
I think we might have.
Hold on, let me open it up on the phone app. Maybe it's just a desktop thing. I'm literally not seeing any of the strike buffers on any of them like I usually do. And that's super weird.
That's kind of weird.
Because usually if it's an underdog, they're giving you a bit of a buffer. So especially if it's a like one person's a better grappler than the other person is the striker, they'll be like, oh, we think this person's going to get about 15 less strikes than the person you're betting on. So as long as they get within 15 strikes, you win. I think they may have done away with that. I've called them out on that a couple of podcasts, and maybe that was a dumb mistake.
Hindsight's always 2020, but
yeah, hindsight, maybe that was not the fucking move. Damn, I'm not seeing it on any of them now.
Oh shoot!
It's not even on the main event.
Oh,
that's weird. I literally hit on that last week. That's what saves our ass most weeks. Damn,
they got us, man.
It's literally not on any of them. They switched to just fantasy points now. Oh, we got it on Haley Cowan. Hold on. All right. They're adding it to the early prelims at this point. Let's scroll all the way down here, folks. We both like Haley Cowan, yeah?
Yeah.
But we like her because she's grappling heavy, not because she's strike heavy. And because she's strong.
Yeah. True.
But inner salesman in me. I'm here to talk to you a little bit.
Listen.
They're giving us a 10.5 adjustment.
That's not too shabby.
As long as she lands within 10 strikes of her opponent, we hit. Significant strikes. I like that.
I like that a lot.
And she's a dog, so I think that that pumps the odds up to 6.15. So Diego Lopez over one takedown or over a half takedown, so he gets one takedown, we hit. John Silva by finish and Haley Cowan on significant strikes. 6.15 multiplier.
Damn.
So $50 makes you 307.50.
Damn. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, we're going to put a unit on that. And then we're going to hit reuse players because we're confident in those.
Yep.
And we're going to ask the chat. We're going to give you guys like 2 minutes tops. Give us one fighter you are gung-ho ready to go on that we have not already picked. We have Haley Cowan. We have Jean Silva. We have Diego Lopez. Tell us one person to add to the Underdogs parlay, and then we will pick how to add them. We have a number of good people here. We got Chase Hooper, if you're like my guy here who likes the youngins. Fucking guy.
What can I say?
Fucking guy. And we got Jim Miller. You know what I'm saying? If you're like me and you're old.
This guy.
They are not giving us the.
They're just more
plus
wise. One would say.
I think literally the only fight that I'm going to double check some of these. The only fight they have the differential on significant strikes spread is literally the first fight of the night.
Really? What the heck? People be tripping,
All
man.
right. Here we go. Tulio.
She.
All right. I'm not mad at it. Let's see. Let's find this Tulio fight.
Let go. Let do it.
So against Trey Shankar. All right. So we got quite a bit of ways we can go with this, Nano.
Okay, I'm listening.
So do we think this goes over 7.5 minutes? And are we confident in that?
So that's the halfway through the second, right?
Correct.
Man, maybe that doesn't feel quite about.
Okay. So do you think that Tulio gets a finish? To put it into perspective, it's only a 0.79x multiplier, so it's a probable bet.
Yeah.
A knockout is a 0.9x multiplier, so they think that that's more than a 1x probability.
It probably could. It might stay in the first round, huh? Actually, I'm thinking about
Lane
it.
said definitely goes over 7.5 in my opinion.
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
But let me ask you, Lane, do you think that Marco gets a finish? Because if Marco gets a finish, we can still take our 6x multiplier to 8.1. And we'll put a half unit on that. But if you think it goes higher, we take that 8.1x multiplier, we turn it into 10.26. And then $25 goes into 256.50 versus 202.50. So it's the difference between $53, $54. What are you thinking, Lane? We're following you on this.
Talk to us. Let us know.
Let us know how you feel.
Tell us how you really feel.
As of right now, I'm not going to lie to you, man. I'm leaning towards via finish for Marco Tulio. But Lane would rather take the 8x multiplier. All right, cool. I literally said I'm leaning towards the finish. So, all right, we're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Do it.
Yep. You know what? Because you said it, Lane, I put a unit on it. Let's go. Right. Boom. If you have not tried Underdog Sportsbooks, Underdog Fantasy, here's the link to it. That's the link to this specific bet. If you join, you can get a match up to $1,000. So, folks, if you sign up and you haven't bet yet, basically what that means is you deposit $1,000, they will deposit $1,000 to match you. So you get a free $1,000 for your $1,000 deposit. With that being said, folks, I'm off. I'm going to go cook some bulgogi beef to go with this rice. And Hopes, let us know. Let us know in the chat. Who are you riding with? Who are your biggest bets of the night? Who are your most far-fetched bets of the night? Do you have a cycle parlay? Do you have a crazy parlay? Do you have a long shot to the moon parlay? Either way, folks, let us know who you're leaning towards. Let us know who you're betting on, and let us know who you're hoping for. Either which way, if you do none of the above, please do us a favor and hit that like, comment, subscribe, smash the bell for notifications. And again, last but certainly not least, if you do nothing I've asked you to do so far in the last 2 hours and 2 minutes, just do us this one, well, technically 2 favors. Keep on going and keep on growing, folks. Until then, see you next time. Enjoy these fights.
You've been listening to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. As you may have been able to tell, we dig the MMA, and our passion is to dive deep into the upcoming fights, give you our expert breakdowns, and help you make sense of all the chaos that is the fight game. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, make sure to find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at MMAnomaly. Be cool, and we'll see you next time.